We are back in our menu design project, ladies and gentlemen. As you see here, I've added some information. I have completed our layout, and it's time for me to get into typography. There's a couple things I want you to notice. Look at my layers. My layers are abundant. I have some off that I'm not using, but I don't want to throw them away. But take note of all of the guides I've placed along where my template lines were. Now I can turn off this ugly red mark and turn off my background even, and only work with what I need. Command H hides your guides, but please leave them active while you're working, because please notice this fold. The fold line is the center line. Look, there is the dotted center line. I need to make sure that I do not place text against a fold line. So I'm going to put guides there to protect myself. Now, let's start with typography. We are going to use our type tool. We are just going to come over. We will automatically get a new layer before we start. I'm going to go above all my images, and I'm going to start in the center because that's where I chose to start. I'm going to make myself a box that has nothing in it. I'm going to hit caps lock just because I like my titles bold and capitalized. And I'm going to type main dish. It's black. That's not good. We are going to convert that to white. And then we are going to go right to 72 points because that's Photoshop's default. This is not an attractive menu font. This is a bold, very active, it's very athletic looking. Let's not use impact. And let's not, and please, Times Roman, we are not doing, look at the font, we are not doing serif fonts. Please take note, no serif fonts in your layouts. They are not good for graphics. Now, let's go back to the main menu. I love Avner. It is a nice, clean, modern font that is very legible, and it comes with quite a few different options. You can go heavy, and you can go very light. Now, I'm going to start off with medium, and then I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to look at my font. Now, I don't want my font on two rows, so I'm going to select it, and I'm going to widen my box. Now it fits, and it also fits between my margins. Maybe I want it to touch my margin. So how do we do that? We select, we go to our window, we go to our typography tools, and we find character, and we have all these cool options. The most important one is this one, VA. I don't know why it's VA, but it's VA. It is tracking. Now watch what happens. If I track, look, it's widening the gap between the individual letters, not the space between words, the gap between letters. It will not go 1 point at a time, so you're going to have to type 42, return, and then realize that's not enough. You're going to have to hit 50, hit return. Oh, that's too much. So let's do 47. Whoop, that's close enough. Deselect, and now we have our title gapped very close to our margins. Now, what I don't want to see is type boxes bigger than your word. So double select or double click your box. Make sure that you change your text box and make it so it is a title box. You do not want to do your headings and your descriptions in the same box. and you will see why in 1 second. But you can do this. Click, Command J. Look what you get. A duplication. Start off on the right foot. Deselect, or double click to select all of your type. Main dish is ribeye steak. Now I'm going to turn caps lock off. I'm going to do title caps. Rib eye steak. It's too big to fit, but guess what? Triple click and go to about 60. Too much or too little. Go to 48. Well, guess what? Steak didn't do it either. Make sure they're all the same. Now you have ribeye steak all the way across. Now, because it's its own line of type, look what you can do. Double click, triple click gets it all. Please pay attention to your type justification menu. Left justify, center justify, or right justify. I don't mind what you pick, but what you pick, you stick to throughout the document. What I like is justified left and right at the same time. But look how it does it. It makes the words space. It looks clunky. Not cool. Look, don't like that at all. Watch this. Triple click. Put it back to center justify. And now we're going to do this font thing again. We're going to track it out. Now we got to go pretty far, so I'm going to go right to 80. Not enough. Matter of fact, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go 100. Not enough. I'm going to go 200. A little bit big. Let's do 190. Now look at it. Look at the difference. Now the word is not broken up and has huge gaps. It fits. It fits. And they're all justified together. So now what we need is a price. So we're going to click that menu. Click on that. All you have to do for type is click it. Command J duplicates it. Bring it down. I can tell you this. Is not the most attractive way to monetize your dish. It is also center justified. It's not wide enough to justify side to side. So we are going to triple click. Do we want it to be left? Do we want it to be right? For some reason, menus to me always seem to be right justified. So I'm going to deselect that. I'm going to Command H and look at the nice, centered, clean, non-serif, which is non-serif, which is sans serif. No tails. Lined up perfectly. Now, my concern is I don't like the $sign. You know how we can do this really, really simple? 19 dot. And now you've got a very contemporary style. And that is now a title, a descriptor, and a price. All justified, all lined up nice and even between our margins. We're not getting anywhere near our fold. I could take this type now and copy it and start a new version. That's main dish. I can select over here. Guys, look, I'm over here. Command J. Let's bring it out. Uh-oh, we have some problems, guys. We are covering our next area. So this is where we have to start to think. Maybe we just click in there and hit return and open up the box. Center justified, not working. Let's left justify it. We have a gap here. Delete that gap. Now we have two words. It's not called main dish. It's called starter. Oops. Let's capitalize it. I did not do that. Sorry, guys. Starter. There it is. Kind of big. Doesn't fit real well. Well, main dish is main dish. Can we get away with making this smaller? Yes, we can. Too small. Let's go to 60. Pretty much fits. There you go. And it's got gaps. It looks tight, guys, but don't forget, not when you do that. All right, so it's a little tight. I'm actually going to shrink it a little bit. I'm going to go down to 55. All right, so now we've got a new hierarchy. We're going to use this. Command, copy, paste. We're going to, whoops, sorry, guys. It pasted it, but it moved it. Here we go. Starter. This is what, guys? This is not a starter. This is French fries. And it's big. And it's bold. And we want to create hierarchy. So we need to reduce this size. That's too small. Let's go to 30 point. That's much better. That's much better. Now we're following the hierarchy of the typography above. Well, I like what we're doing here because your main dish is your main dish. Your starter is somewhat secondary. We can now click. We are on the French fries layer. We can hit Command J, bring it below, type, double click, and we already know we don't like the monetary sign, and this is not going to be $19. This is going to be $7. Why not? Now, do we want to re-justify it to keep consistency? Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to move this. We can put it here. We could actually even put it here. And it would be okay because it justifies with that edge there. But in the vein of keeping things consistent with what's above, I honestly think the answer is to leave it left justified. All right. Last but not least is your dessert. So let's do that. Knowing we're creating a hierarchy, I'm going to use my starter to start. Command J. Move it over into position. Ask yourself this question. Should it line up with this? No. Because why? Because then it disturbs the hierarchy. It's got to be smaller. It's got to be lower. I'm even going to move it to the side here. I don't like this because now I've got a problem. So I'm going to do something. This is creating tension. Guys, this is going to happen to you. You are going to see some things and want to change, but you have floating objects. So look, let's put this up at the top within the margin, which is here. Click back on this type. I think we need to do it down here. Double click. We're going to call this caps lock dessert. It fits. Boy, are we lucky. It fits. Let's do this. Command J. Bring it below. What is it? It is a milkshake. Milkshake. Obviously, that doesn't fit. We did it to 30. We moved our points down to 30. There it is. See how easy it gets once you do one? Command J. Bring it down. Leave it lined up. Add the pricing at $3. And there you go, guys. Command H. And there you have a balanced typographical layout with hierarchy. The main dish is the biggest and boldest. Secondary items, ribeye steak, french fries, or milkshake. And then your pricing. Now you have the option to get even more creative. Click on main dish. Maybe you want it to be a color. That really creates hierarchy. Look at what we're doing, guys. We are rocking and rolling. Starter. Let's make this that color. I like it. I like it. Dessert. And we're going to do the same. Click. Click. Okay. Boom. Look at the hierarchy. Looks good. Now imagine if you did it with this layout. Have fun, guys. It is an exercise in balance, and it's not easy. You're going to have to go in and individually remove, clone, change position some of these items so they're legible. It can be done. You could remove the rose down here where dessert is and make that very clear. You can maybe get rid of this rose petal where main dish is and make that clear. And over here for your starter, we can do something by eliminating or moving it down low. It can be done. It can be done. There you go. Type in place in Photoshop, justified, tracked, and very, very nice. I'm happy with that, guys. So good luck, have fun, and this will complete your menu. Please see the video on printing to create your output. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.